Within the last few years, esports has had an uprising in popularity both at the high school and college level. UW River Falls has hopped aboard this ship and has built an esports lab as well as growing an esports club in the past 2 semesters. Dylan Gentilcore has come from Carmel, Indiana with experience as a head esports coach to create a varsity team ready to take on other collegiate teams across the nation starting fall of 2023. This documentary will take a closer look at how Dylan got into coaching esports, the future of esports at UWRF, as well as advice for those looking to compete at the varsity level.
My name is Dylan Gentilcore. I'm the head esports coach here at UWRF. In addition to being responsible for the success of the varsity program within athletics, I'm also the faculty advisor for the Student Esports Club, and I collaborate with Campus Rec on a lot of their initiatives for general pop, the esports activities. I would say it goes far beyond what a typical coach position looks like in a really fulfilling sense. You're essentially like a campus ambassador for the program rather than just focused on the typical nuts and bolts of like, let me recruit, let me put together this roster, manage it, focus on drilling and like player improvement and strategy and stuff, right? That is just one small component of my job, like so many other coaches, that really we thrive in all the other elements as well, fostering student leadership, creating events, creating branding, running broadcast, production, social media for our programs, right? So you have to wear a lot of different hats. It's a multifaceted position, but I think that it has a lot of creative outlets for people, and for someone like myself who originally got into like theater and stuff in my undergrad, it is a great interdisciplinary meshing between sort of live production, recorded production, and then also competition. I came to River Falls because I think people really matter more than anything else. I can go to a place, get good computers, find good players, right? There are a lot of things that you can just like build on the fly. When it comes to institutionally though, the type of atmosphere, culture, the staff that's already there that you're gonna have to work with, and the landscape has a ton of potential. People underestimate how in esports, it doesn't really matter if your program is established, doesn't matter if you're a huge university or not. It really is just about, okay, once again, are you able to attract players to a location where it feels like they're going to be supported, cared for, given opportunities to develop and improve and go out and compete and improve their medal. And I think we're in a really good position for that, not only from what the university stands for from a values perspective, but geographically being so close to the Twin Cities. To be next to a major metropolitan area that already has some existing esports brands and a lot of talent in the high school scene to pull from really helps on that front. I've been playing games for as long as I can remember. It's been one of my primary hobbies my whole life. I never really had the opportunity to pursue it as anything other than a hobby. I decided to pursue teaching, and I got my master's in teaching, and after getting hired at Carmel High School in Carmel, Indiana, it's a really large school, around 5,500 students, I got experience coaching their debate program in that first year. Second year, I saw that esports was becoming a more realistic endeavor in the high school space. So I went back year 2 of teaching and reconnected with some students I had had in class. One of them was like a global elite CSGO player, another one was a legend Hearthstone player, and the 3 of us worked together to start our initial program, and then from there it just kind of continued to grow, and we got results really early on. We won a national championship in Hearthstone our very first semester. So yeah, that initial start just really came from a desire. Love gaming, love games like League of Legends specifically. I've played that a lot. Never personally had the time or opportunities. You know, I think that's one thing people really look past, is the reason this works so well in a school setting, same reason like any other sport does. And it's not just like because people want to go pro, but if you couldn't do this through school, it becomes such a detraction on the rest of your life, in the same way that, like, you know, to play basketball at a really high level, you'd have to spend so much of your free time, or like create free time that's not built into your day or schedule to get good at basketball, right? But if we can bring it into the fold at a scholastic level, it becomes much more feasible, and the students get more resources to pursue this. And, you know, regardless of whether or not they go pro, they still gained a valuable experience, and hopefully met some awesome friends and had some great experiences and memories. So that's really what it comes from, just this desire to give people something really valuable to do. You know, simply put, I want to make sure that we have a really competitive program. That means I want to bring players from around the country here. I want to make sure that locally we have an investment in players, talent, right? That students who want to take this seriously in the Minnesota and the Wisconsin area feel like this is a great location for them. Part of that comes down to the way that we fund the program. Right now we have a great budget in general for facilitating operations, but I want to extend that and find ways to create scholarship opportunities for students. I want to create opportunities for student workers to take part in behind the scenes production toward the program, so I think that's a really incredible value to what we provide. And right now I can really only promise experience to students interested in that aspect of it, but I would love it if I could give them something a bit more tangible as well. I'd love to continue working with the club to grow them, to grow their endeavors, to help them do bigger and better events, to continue to have people who want to play in club esports competitions but don't necessarily have the time or the talent to go into varsity play. And then just in general, like, grow curriculum on campus, work with professors and staff toward that front. I'd love it to have more academic tie-in. I don't think something as straightforward as an esports major or minor is necessarily a good investment. I just don't think those programs are very good at most places. But I do think there are definite curricular opportunities in, you know, like stage and screen arts and marketing that could heavily lean into the resources that we have here for esports. For one, we have to move away from the whole like is or are esports sports. No, personally, I don't think so. Does it have enough similarities with it though that it needs to be treated very similarly? Yes. When we bring it to a place like a high school or a college campus, specifically a college campus with how they're set up infrastructurally, I think living within athletics makes the most sense if you're trying to be competitive, because I need to recruit, I need to create schedules, I need to travel with the team, I need to do a lot of roster management and keep up with players and monitor their classwork and everything to make sure that they're excelling in their academics still. Those priorities are in line exactly with what the rest of our coaches are doing, so I can operate in a really efficient manner within an athletics department. Definitely my biggest advice would be to play a lot, but to really play thoughtfully, play mindfully. Don't just go on autopilot. That might make the game less enjoyable to you. And if it does, if you're not driven to compete like that and to be critical and to motivate yourself and improve yourself, then don't get involved in varsity esports, right? Get involved in club esports, get involved in the casual side of things, making friends or making content, right? And I think you'll find more fulfillment in there. But if you think you have like a competitive itch, you know, you wake up every day and you have like this desire, you know, someone like me, I really do, and I have a desire to try and prove myself, and I don't know if it's to me or someone else, right? But if you wake up with that desire, you gotta put in the time, put in the effort. And the great thing about esports that I love is that you can see it pay off. You see yourself get better, you see yourself make those climbs, and eventually you'll get to wherever you deserve to be, and that may be on a collegiate roster.